Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another round of Connections. We're going to play Connections for Saturday, August 19, 2023. Let's hit the play button and let's see what the Connections people have in store for us today. Okay, we don't need the directions, and bam. Screen looks almost perfect. Let me just bring it down a tiny bit like that. Yeah, now we're good. Okay. All right, we've got Bud, Pot, Walk, or Woke, Clog, Pump, Mate, Mary Jane, Pal, Croc, Wedge, Chum, Skillet, Herb, Grass, Slide, Weed. All right. Well, it's pretty obvious that they're up to their same old tricks as before. The question is Doug going to get triggered again? I'll never forget when they had the marijuana category, and he actually had to blur out, I guess, the word weed or something. I mean, we all love Doug, but I think that might have been a little bit overkill. I think he was just doing it in the event that YouTube could have found some issue with the video. I couldn't possibly imagine what they could do, okay? So I personally am not afraid one bit to present these words and say the words. I mean, really, who cares, okay? All right, so obviously we've got some words related to marijuana, kind of like street terms for marijuana. But there's too many of them, okay? We've got weed, grass, possibly herb, Mary Jane. I mean, the Mary Jane has to be because that can't go into another category, I don't think. I don't see any other girls' names here. So, and then pot and possibly bud. So that's interesting. So we know we've got the marijuana words. I think we've got some shoes because you've got the clog, the wedge, the slide, and the pump. Not bad. I'm actually kind of tempted to go for that right off the bat, because I do not see any other shoes. No, clogs, pumps, wedges, and slides. We'll just say shoes. Pow! Starting off on the level 3 category. Okay. Sadly, that doesn't remove anything from the marijuana, so we have to try to see something else to get rid of them. So I see some cooking vessels. Cooking containers. Yeah, cooking containers isn't bad. We've got the crock. We've got the skillet. So that's cute. We've got the pot. But we know where that could also go. And the wok. Okay, so it's wok, not woke. I actually think that's good. I actually think that's really good because those other three don't go back into marijuana. Only pot does. But we need pot to seal the deal with kitchen cooking containers, right? I don't see any other kitchen cooking containers. So I think that's good. And then the strategy is just to make sure we don't make a mistake. Will we be left with 4 words for marijuana and then 4 of something else? So we would have Mary Jane, grass, weed. Let's see here. We would have Mary Jane for sure, grass, weed, and herb. And then it looks like you've got nicknames for friends. Mate, chum, pal, bud. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're in good shape. So let's go ahead and do these and call them cooking containers. Cookware, okay? Not bad. And yeah. I mean, we're obviously not going to get them in the difficulty order. That doesn't matter. So what should we do next, guys? Should we go with the nicknames for friends? So that would be the mate, the pal, the bud, and the chum. And then the other 4 are definitely going to be, cannabis words. So here we're just going to say nicknames for friends. Friend, okay? And then this will be marijuana. Slang for cannabis. Cool. I mentioned cannabis and I mentioned slang. So there you have it, guys. That was an easy one. Everybody's going to do great on that. I do think that the only issue is just going to be the shoes were unique, so that shouldn't be too hard. The pot is sneaky because that could go into the cookware and the cannabis. And the bud, I think, is also another street term for cannabis. So that will make it slightly tricky, but yeah, you guys are too smart. I don't think there will be any issues whatsoever. Good news, we can actually go straight into the results because I have them already posted and done. So let's go into the results. And that's pretty good. I'll move myself a tiny bit. And perfect. All right. And here we go. Of course, the only issue is I'll have to just move in a little bit here, but we're good. I can see these. Oranje, 28, picked up another 5 for the most recent category, which was desserts. And so he's at an 84. Martin Steed, 80. Zep Girl, 76. Oh, I guess I can move this over for the places too. So there we go. So I'm still you can still see me now. So yeah, those are our top 3. Jason and Salad Bombako are tied at 4th place with 73s. Brandon Baker is tied with Cable Wire in 5th place with 72s. I'm sort of in no man's land with a 70 in 6th place. Ellen Sastani and Pat Merkland are right behind me in 7th place with 67s. Melanie Lee, she is in 8th place with a 66. Edward Collins in 9th place with a 65. And Viking 67 holding on to that nice 10th place. That's very respectable with a 63. We've got 2 people in 11th. That would be Michelle Lamb and Randy M. Those are with 62s. Geraldo in 12th place with a 60. Dora A in 13th place with a 56. Let's move to the next tier of players. Okay. And these go a little bit faster because I'm not going to read off everybody who is not like actively engaged in the game. But we definitely have Cheryl Fessenden. She's in 14th place with a 54. D-Bone with a 15th place, 53. Ascension, 16th place with a 51. T. Clark, 17th place with a 50. Advanced, 495. 18th with a 45. Joe, 19th place with a 42. GeoHuman, 20th with a 41. G3 Holiday, 21st place with a 39. BMS Houston, 22nd with a 36. Forshaken, 23rd with a 25. Connor Clark, 24th with a 24 total. That's actually pretty interesting. The place actually matches the score. And then let's see. The only other active players are Mata Muertes, who is in 27th place, but technically a little bit higher because when we get close to the end, guys, I'll remove the players who were inactive, and that'll improve your standing. He's got a score of 16, and the only other one would be App Guy with 30th place and a score of 11. And again, those will improve because we'll remove the players who haven't been playing. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. I mean, that was a nice, clean solve. That was easy. I don't think people are going to have any trouble whatsoever. It's kind of interesting, isn't it, how they actually reuse certain words. Remember, we had chum before, but it was for fish bait, and they're reusing categories too. So I hope that isn't a sign that they're gonna only have a finite number of these. Hopefully they pay these people who create these connections well, so that they can keep them going for. I mean, hopefully I don't see why this couldn't last for at least a year, right? I mean, game shows. I mean, think about like Jeopardy. I mean, they've been around for decades, and they can still come up with cool category names and lots of cool questions. So there shouldn't be any reason why they should run out of ideas. But they are starting to reuse categories, which is interesting. Not the same words, but yeah, they are reusing categories. Remember, guys, we had phases of matter, and that actually, I mean, there's no choice. You have to reuse the exact same phases of matter since there's 4 of them. So that's slightly disconcerting. Let me know your thoughts to see if that has any concern for you. But I have no concern about my performance today. I'm sure that the rest of you are going to do amazing. And of course, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next round of Connections.